Is it? Definitely. Before I mess this up, and then I'll have to edit that bit out. Definitely. Right. Mobility overhaul number 76. Upper body, everything above the waist today. We're going to get the big muscle groups done, and we're getting straight into it this morning. Now, I'm giving you 2 minutes to make the most out of this, okay? This isn't going to be a 5-minute mobility movement. You've got 2 minutes to make the most of it. I'll give you a 30-second bonus though. Watch me first, see what I'm doing, and then get the picture and get stuck into it. We're going to be mobilising the thoracic spine, the whole upper back area, okay, from the base of your neck down to the bottom of the rib cage. Now that's important, don't go any lower. I'll say it every time, do not go into that exposed part of spine in your lumbar region in your back, your lower back. We want to stay on the rib cage, which you'll feel when you're on this foam roller. Now all I want to do is get on it. And all I'm doing to start with is just simply going all the way down, okay, and then all the way up. And as I do that, I'm going to start introducing side to side. I'm going to change the position of my arms. I'm going to lean onto one side, etc. Okay, now the purpose of this, I'm trying to find sore spots. I'm trying to find pain, okay, so I'm up. Now with this, you need to get a tremendous amount of pressure into this foam roller. You need to get a hell of a lot of weight into it, okay? In order to do that, you can really focus on, watch my spine, we can go into overextension, okay, and curve around that foam roller, but make sure here does not go into overextension. So I can wrap my upper back around the foam roller, as you can see, but I'm not causing this to happen, okay, because you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to pull your back out. So keep this area tight if you're doing that. And when we go from overextension, we can always go into flexion, so we can bend the spine up, big bear hugs across, and that's going to expose all those little knots in and around your scapula, in and around the shoulder blades. So it's a combination of 2 minutes, get on the foam roller and try to make the most out of this time, okay? You're looking for areas of high pain and you're trying to smash the hell out of them. Let's get going. Now remember, it's not meant to be relaxing. We're looking for pain, and then we find pain and we deal with it the way we know how, okay? Now most people, if you're struggling to find some, just simply do that big bear hug across the body, open up those shoulder blades and get stuck in there, okay? You're going to find areas with a lot of knots, okay? There's a lot of attachment points in and around the shoulder blades, okay? Now what you can do, you can make different movements with your arms to try and expose different areas. Another good way I recommend doing is getting the arms straight above over your head and explore your upper back that way. See what you can find, okay? Now remember, we want to go into overextension, of course, but we don't want to hurt that lower back, so that lower back never goes into overextension, okay? So I'm curving around the foam roller. I can come up into flexion. I can bend my spine upwards, okay? And just try to look for areas. You've only got 90 seconds left, so get stuck in. Find areas of high pain, push them into the foam roller, scrub them, smash and floss by moving the arms around, okay? You know all the drills. Use them to your advantage. Don't waste any time here, okay? This is a good one to do before you train, especially if you're doing any pressing movements, especially if you're doing them overhead, okay? For those of you who spend a lot of time sat down, you're going to find a lot. Oh, I'm knocking things over here. So there's no right or wrong. Just don't go too far onto your side and start hitting the lats, okay? Because we're going to be smashing them independently today. Okay, so get stuck in. Look for those areas of high pain, and you're just trying to feed a bit of goodness. You need to be putting a hell of a lot of weight into this foam roller. I'm almost out the camera shot. I better move back a little bit. 30 more seconds I'm giving you here. 30 more seconds. Okay, make the most of it. Don't just fart about. Get into the areas that feel like they need work. Explore different movements, okay? There's no right or wrong. You probably know, if you've been doing this a wee while, where all those little problem areas are. So we're starting off smashing the whole upper back area. Okay, now this is a case of, yep, foam roller is great. We can get a big surface area, which this is. We can cover a big surface area. But then, let's say this was a case of, oh, I'm feeling a lot of little knots, not quite able to get into them as deep as I'd like. That's where you would then get the ball, okay? But that's not today's job. Today's job is getting this whole upper body smashed out, okay? Start thinking about finishing up there. Of course, if you're on recorded, you can hit the pause button if you feel like you want to do a bit more work on there and get stuck into it, or bookmark it mentally if you're on live and go back to it. That's a good one to do before you do any form of training as well, okay? Because we do hold a lot of tightness and a lot of tension in these muscles here, because they're constantly supporting us, or they should be, unless we walk around like this all day long. Okay, so we've done that. Put the foam roller off to one side. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit. You might need a mat for this, I recommend. Okay, remember we don't want to be putting our knees onto horrible hard surfaces. So I'm getting on all fours. Weight distributed evenly across all 4 points of contact, your knees, your hands. Okay, and all we're going to do is a bit of spinal mobilization here. So all I want you to do to start with is go into overextension as far as you can until you get to that point you feel you can't go any further. Okay, so I'm arching the back. And we want to just put a wee bit more tension on. So you take it to the point you can't go any further and then just add a wee bit more. What I don't want you to do is put a crazy amount of stress on here and try and break your back. Okay, because you'll end up straining something. But you should feel a reasonable amount of tension. Good, and then I want you to slowly go the other way. So we're going into flexion now, spinal flexion. We're curving the spine. So from the centre of the back, push up. Fantastic, nice and relaxing that is. So we're pushing up, pushing up. Push through the hands, try to splay the shoulder blades apart here, everybody. Yes, good. It's the Industrial Revolution again. There we are. So this is one I want you to really push. Now, if you're able to look at me now, I want you to focus on getting the lower back up because a lot of people will just simply do that. Try to get the whole area up so you should feel the lower back as well getting pulled up. And then release, going back in to that overextension of the spine. Okay, now each time we go, we should just feel that we're freeing up a wee bit of movement and we should feel that we're just getting back that wee bit further. Focus on your breathing on this one especially, okay? Yep, I'm rabbiting on, but try to completely empty the lungs at the same time. Good. And then from here, back up. So with this one, you go as far as you can. Imagine, I don't know, imagine there's a vacuum pulling you up from the centre of your back. Everything's getting sucked in from the centre, so make sure you're bringing that lower back up as well. Tuck the chin in and really try to push those hands in, and imagine you're just trying to get those shoulder blades as far apart as you can, but you're focusing on your breathing. And don't rush your breathing. Nice, controlled, slow breaths. Especially on that exhale with this one, you'll feel it just go that wee bit further. That's me back into overextension. Good, and now what I want you to do now that we've held it a wee bit is go, pause, release, go back into the other one. Squeeze through, pause, release. Okay, and now we're just really trying to mobilize that whole area. Okay. So our spine should be nice and mobile. Okay, and you'll probably feel that it is after a wee while. Okay, but these big muscle groups, a lot of the time they get seized up and we start to lose that a little bit. Okay, so of course we don't want our spine moving like this when we're under load, when we're lifting weights, etc. Well, depending on the exercise. But we should still be able to move like this freely. Good. Right, get a sip of water if you like. Shake out. You don't need to stand up. You can if you like. We're getting into the same position now. Okay, but now we're going to mobilize the actual thoracic spine itself by going side to side. Okay, and we're going to do it a wee bit differently. Usually we do the wee salute thing. Today we're going to do it differently just to mix it up. Same idea, exactly the same idea. We're on all fours, okay, and all I want you to do is get one arm, just simply put it underneath, and then all I want you to do is get the arm nice and straight, achieve that straightness, and try to go up as far as you can, okay? Do not give into this by ending up looking like me now, okay? So if you're feeling pretty tight, don't give into it. Take it to the point in which you feel your form's going to break. Don't let it break and try to push through and then simply release, coming back across, okay? And all I want you to do, the pelvis should not really be moving, okay? We're trying to keep this movement in the thoracic spine itself. So it's up, 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 up as far as you can, pause, and then back down, scoop through, okay? There we are now, good. So try to keep it in a nice straight line. Try not to go like this, okay? Try not, again, this is how not to do it. You'll see a lot of people, they push their arm back the way in an effort to try and get it up. Okay, that's not what we're after. You keep it straight, you twist, 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 twist from the upper back and then back down here, okay? And this is where you'll probably get to feel what might be limiting you. And for a lot of people, it's those chest muscles as well as shoulders, upper back, those lat muscles are all just tacked down tight, okay? So we'll be working on all of them today. I just want you to use this to try and mobilize yourself, okay? So each time you're going up, you're trying to go that wee bit further. Now it's one of those movements, for some people, you maybe just feel that you can't go any further. It feels like a physical limitation, like you're not meant to. Okay, you're tight. Okay, it'll take a wee bit of work. Right, I want you to change arms now, okay? Unless you were doing that alternatively, I want you to change arms now. And it's the same again. Start off, might be stiffer on this side, might be more mobile on this side. I want you to keep your eyeballs focused on your fingertips. So as you're coming up, keep your eyes on the fingertips. And remember, we're trying not to tilt those hips. Okay, we're trying to keep that pelvis facing down. And you're getting that good prominent squeeze and pause at the top. My word, it's boiling. Good. And you keep that going. Good. Right, everybody. Now we're going to do the painful one. We're going to get the painful one out of the way. Keep going if you like with that, but we are done. Now we're going to get the foam rollers, okay? Now we're going to work, so far, we've done a little bit in the upper back, thoracic spine, we've mobilized that area, okay? Now we're going to get stuck into the lats, okay? Those latissimus dorsi. Exposed here, yep, exposed here, but actually, in fact, run down here. Okay, imagine them running down here. These big bat wing muscle groups that you've got, okay, this is the one we're trying to get, because for a lot of people, they get tacked down severely tight, and that's the one that pulls. When you try to lift those arms up, it's pulling you back down, and you can't quite manage it, so your shoulders become unstable and you start rounding them. Okay, so unfortunately, for most people with this one, it's pretty damn hideous, okay? But take that as a good thing, okay? Don't be shy of getting stuck in there. It's not a good thing that it's hideous, okay? There should be no pain there, but for most people, you'll find it's just absolutely horrible. So I'm lying side on here, okay? I'm not on the chest, and I'm not lying on the back. I'm lying on that meaty part just above, sorry, just below the armpit. So see if you were putting a bit of roll on, where you're the extreme lower part of where you'd put the roll on. Okay, that's where I'm on. And then I want you just to slowly roll back a little bit until you feel that you're on that muscle. Now what you're trying to keep here is this arm straight up. Okay, keep it straight. Don't give into it. So now it's exposed. Yep, oh, I saw some bad words get in the mouth there. Right? So it's a good thing you're on the right area. Now, I'm not even putting any weight on here and it feels absolutely awful. Yeah, you with me? What I want you to make sure you're doing now is keeping this arm straight and just start rolling side to side. Okay, looking for those areas of high pain. And if it's that bad, trust me, you want to make the most of this. Just slowly start working your way up until you hit a spot that feels absolutely horrendous. And when you hit that spot, everybody, you know what you need to do, don't you? Scrub it. Okay, so I can go side to side. You can see what I'm doing now. Keeping that arm straight. Okay, it's horrible. I know it's horrible for most people. This will be hideous. But it's in your benefit, okay? It's in your best interest to get this done. I do apologise. I'm sweating everywhere this morning. Even more so now. Oof. That's why the camera steams up. Right, so I'm into it. It's not nice. We're getting in. Going a wee bit more. Yep, you think it doesn't get worse, and then all of a sudden, oh, yep, it can get a hell of a lot worse. So I'm on there. Now, I'm pinning it. I'm scrubbing it side to side. It's a very kind of isolated area. Okay, and what you can do is you can try moving your arm around if you like, but you'll still find best place for it is straight up. Okay, straight up and locked out. Try to keep that area relaxed. Scrub it side to side. Okay, roll the width of that area onto the foam roller. Go a wee bit higher. And keep going. Okay, get stuck into this area. 2 minutes each side. Keep moving up. Right in the crease of that joint is where you'll find most of the pain and discomfort. Remember, try not to avoid it. It's very easy to just go for an area that feels manageable, but I want you to get really stuck on the most painful area. And just smash it. You know the techniques we're after now. Okay? Scrub the hell out of it. Don't be shy of getting stuck in there. And don't worry if you've got a big head, yes, your neck will be feeling it, trying to support it, but that's just the way it is. You've only got to do it for 2 minutes. Get those arms nice and straight as best you can. Okay, and we should be taking it as high up as we can until we're about to hit the tricep. So we know how to work that tricep. Remember that old one, side to side. Now here we go again. Tell you what, it's a good job I'm not running a yoga or meditation class. Right, so here we go, a wee bit higher, a wee bit higher. But if you start to go higher and it doesn't feel like painful, it feels like you're coming off of that area, get back on it. Okay, 30 more seconds, everybody. So this is it now. I want you to get as much weight on there as you can. Get stuck into it. Remember, if it's that bad, you really need this. Just think of it in simple terms. I'm just trying to smash that area out. Break up all that tightness and tender muscle tissue. Good. Okay, right. Let's change sides. Get a wee drink if you need one, because that is, I would say that's definitely one of the worst areas to do for most people. Okay, now it is a problem area for most people. You know, I say that, how many times do you hear me? Maybe not so much now, but always going on about overhead mobility and the importance of it and how people start to shrug. That is a lot of the problem for most people, where it comes from, that tightness in there. Okay, so remember, it's not just a case of flexibility. If that's all jammed up tight and knotted down, okay, we need to restore that nice functional movement of the muscle. So get stuck into it on the other side. Lie on it. Remember, use the other arm. Use the other arm to move the foam roller instead of rolling around in a crazy weird position. We're starting. Whoa. We're starting just at the bottom of your armpit, okay? Yep, we're feeling it? Good. Okay, so that exposed muscle, remember, try to keep that arm directly straight up that way, okay, straight above your head. Try not to give into it here. We want to open that area up. We're trying to mobilize it the way it's meant to work. And I would say to you, start rolling side to side. Oh, and don't forget, roll back, because it is on what, it's a back muscle, okay? It's a back muscle. So we want to get back onto it, yep. And that's where you'll find most of the pain. Be careful with your body position, that you don't put yourself in a strange position and end up twisting that lower back. Now remember, once you've given that area a good smash, move it up a wee bit. Use the other hand, move the foam roller up 1/2 inch. That feels even worse. Yes, good. I enjoy this. Okay, tell yourself that. Side to side, okay? All you're trying to do here is find the worst area and just get onto it, the area that you feel you're covering the most, because for most people, the whole area is horrific. So you're just trying to make the most of your time here. We don't have time to ease in gently. Just get stuck into it, side to side, up and down, scrub the hell out of it. If you can somehow find a way of moving your arm about to enhance it, go for it. But most people, you're just better off keeping that arm pinned straight up. Yep, it's not nice, I know it's not. Okay, let's get stuck into it. And use those teeth of the foam roller, yep. This is where if you've got the one with all the little bumps and stuff, get them in there. Doesn't feel nice, but that's why they're there. Good. Get the full width, remember. Lean back a little bit into it. Keep moving it around. Find that area of high pain. And try your best to relax through it. Last little bit now, okay, so we should be making the most of this. Try to push as much weight down on the foam roller and roll into the foam roller, working against the grain and the muscle tissue. Remember, that's why we're going side to side as you move up or down. Oh, right. Get that thing away. Right, okay, shake out. So as always, we've done the work of smashing them out on the foam roller, okay? Try to restore a bit of order to the muscle group themselves, and now we're going to stretch them out. Once you come off of that, have a wee shake out, see how things feel, okay? You may even feel that you're starting to open up the chest a bit more, that you're starting to feel your shoulders are relaxing back the way a wee bit more, that you can get them up overhead without feeling things jamming quite the same. It's not a miracle. You might just feel a little improvement if you put a lot of work in. If it was bad, okay, you might be fairly mobile already, in which case you'll feel good, you'll feel like you're maintaining what you've already got. Right, okay, we're going into the classic overhead lat stretch, okay? So we're going to stretch this area out. We don't even need to tell you where we're going here because you're going to feel it as soon as you're into it. So I'm getting my legs where they are, and the goal of this is to walk the arms out, get those arms straight, okay, get those arms straight, and then simply pull yourself. Imagine the one we always do when we're doing the classes, this bad boy, okay? It's kind of like that, but just focusing on the upper body. And I want you to push down, okay, through those straight arms. And when you're down and you feel that stretch, to enhance the stretch, just slowly start walking your fingertips away from your body, but try to keep your body fixed in the same position, okay? So all you're trying to do is pull your body away from your hands while trying to push your hands away from your body. Okay, so let's go for it. Now, people with decent overhead mobility, you'll feel a damn good stretch regardless. People with pretty damn tight overhead mobility, you'll probably be up here going, oh my word. Okay, either way, you take it to that point, you feel that good stretch. Establish the stretch, and remember, we're not easing out of this. Okay, we're taking it further and further and further. And what you can do is add a side twist, ever so slight side twist to your torso to enhance each side, but make sure when you're doing that you're not easing off, okay? So yep, you're enhancing one side, but you're not easing off the other because we're trying to take it further and further and further. This is a 2-minute stretch. Focus on your breathing. Yes, it might be a bit uncomfortable for you, but that's kind of the whole point. Try to keep those elbows locked out. And remember, imagine your body's fixed in position, and just try to wriggle those fingers further away from your body while pushing down towards the ground. Be proactive, keep trying to take it further. Don't hold a half-arsed position. If it doesn't feel good, make it feel better. Okay, get the best possible stretch you can. It doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable. You want a damn good stretch because we're nearly done. Add those little mini side twists of the torso in just to enhance it. Do you feel like it's opening it up a bit more? Really push those hands away from the body. Good. And then slowly come out of that one, okay? Now, you should have felt that one as that's a damn good stretch, okay? Get out of it, lift the arms above your head, okay? How does that feel? Do you start to feel like you're opening things up a wee bit more? Hopefully, yes, okay? It depends, it's individual. Some people are that stiff that would have been awful. I would like to say I've got decent overhead mobility, and that was still a pretty damn uncomfortable stretch, and I was still able to get a good stretch out of that. Okay, so hopefully you did too, and hopefully you're just feeling this torso is starting to hold itself a bit better already. Now we're going to get stuck into the actual chest now. I don't even think we've done the chest before because it's quite an awkward one for obvious reasons, okay, especially women, but we're going to do our best here. We're going to get the foam roller, okay? Now, the area that we're trying to attack here, so you've got the chest, the big pectoral muscles, big powerful muscles. The area most people get tightness in is right in there where the muscle inserts into the shoulder. Okay, that's the area that we're trying to tackle. So don't worry about trying to lie uncomfortably on the whole foam roller and trying to roll. Okay, it's a very limited and isolated area we're after. So how we do that, we're trying. You'll know exactly how to get into it when we get on it, but that's basically what we're doing. And you're trying to work as much as the pectoral muscle as you can. But remember, you're looking for areas of high pain. I've got eyes everywhere, too many screens. Okay, I should be looking at this one. Right, so I'm going to show you from a couple of angles. So I've got my foam roller just off at an angle, and all I'm going to do is get my arm out, have a wee wiggle around on it, and you know exactly where to go, okay? Because for like I say, most people, you're going to feel that pain right in the insertion point of where the chest is exposed there, okay? Now be careful, okay? Be careful. If you start to feel pins and needles, etc. down your arm, just ease off, okay? Because we've got a lot, we're exposing a lot of the nerves here. Okay, so now you're on it. You're feeling it? On live, you're with me here. Yep. So you've got it in at that kind of 45-degree angle just to complement the body. And then from here, you've got the chest nice and exposed. I've got the arm out. And all I want you to do is scrub, okay? Scrub that area. Try and, you can see how limited I'm going here, okay? What I don't want you to do is roll the whole chest muscle. It's right into that area where a lot of people get tightness. Again, if you spend a lot of time sat down with that kind of arched forward back, this muscle group here is going to be shortened, it's going to be stiff, it's going to be tight. Okay, if you do a lot of pressing, a lot of bench pressing, a lot of press ups, you're going to feel it. So all I want you to do is just slowly roll side to side, up and down, until you start to feel pain. Okay, as in, you know the pain we're looking for here. So I'm into it, I'm pushing hard into the foam roller. Now with this one, the position my body's in, I want you to really push down into it. So push down, you're going to feel it. Get the teeth of that foam roller in there, and hopefully you're with me right now and you're feeling that discomfort. Okay, so most people, like I say, you're going to feel a lot of pain and discomfort right at that exposed area that we're on, just in between the shoulder and the chest. Okay, you're going to feel that cavity where the foam roller just sits in. That's where we're going to feel a lot of pain and discomfort. That's the area I want you to get in. Now look at me now. I'm not just lying here. I want you to push down into that foam roller. Crush the muscle tissue in, and then scrub the hell out of it. Again, it might just be an area that for you, it's all right. So if you're feeling it's okay, just have a wee explore, see what you can find. Now remember, shuffle backwards and forwards, up and down, side to side. We're smashing this area. Now this is where I want you to try. You can go a wee bit further inland if you like. See what you can get in there, okay? Be obviously, be sensible here. Don't go hurting yourself. But you're just looking for tightness in the chest muscle, getting as much of that area in as you possibly can. Okay, so get pushing into the foam roller. I'm just doing what I usually do. I'm trying to describe, just to make sure you're getting the best out of it here. Okay, now if you look at my arm, yeah, you could maybe try moving the arm around, see how that works for you, okay, while you're pinning that area. Or if you're able to, which you kind of should be, which is the whole point in this, and if you can't get stuck in, is get the arm and just place the back of the palm on the lower back. See how that feels for you, okay? That might open things up a bit more, and then get stuck in on top of it. Yep, I'm certainly feeling it, and I hope you are able to too, okay, in a good way. So we're pushing down, remember, we really want to be pushing down into the foam roller. I know I keep saying it, but that's important because it's so easy just to lie there. I want you to really try to drive down into it while keeping that muscle tissue relaxed. Move the arm around. So pin the area that feels uncomfortable, move the arm around. How does that feel? Okay, do you find if you put your arm in a certain angle it's worse? Hold it there for a bit and scrub it there if it is. But we're trying to keep that area nice and relaxed. Right, you've got 30 seconds. I want you to do as much as you can in that area as you possibly can. Find the areas of pain, get stuck into them, and then we're moving on to the next side. So another big powerful muscle group for the upper body, this one. And for most people, if you find yourself quite round-shouldered, this muscle group is going to be sitting short, okay? It's going to be shortened, it's going to be tightened. You're going to struggle to pull your shoulder blades together because this is tight, okay? It's pulling you forward automatically when you're in a relaxed state. So we need to try and unlock it a little bit, get a bit of suppleness, okay? Back into this muscle group and you'll find that your shoulder blades will pull together nicely. Right, I'm out of that one. Quick up, quick shake out, and then change. See how that feels. See how that feels. Does that feel any better, okay? Now that we've stretched out this, now that we've smashed this, okay, things should start to feel a little bit more free. Okay, we're going to get stuck into the next side now. So the whole point here again, if you like, for your own little knowledge, is if you're sat down and you start doing a bit of this, okay, you find yourself round-shouldered. All that happens is the muscles here become weak. Okay, I can't get my arm right round there, but the muscles in the upper back become weak and lengthened. Okay, and the ones here become weak and shortened. So then they reduce to relaxing in this shortened state. So then it's hard. So you try to pull your shoulder blades back. Okay, there's tension there, and your arms just, sorry, your chest just automatically wants to pull you back forward again when you relax. Whereas we need to open all this up, and that's where it becomes easier for you to hold good form and good posture. Okay, so that's why it's important. If you find yourself sat like this, or some awful positions that we find ourselves in, sort it out, okay? Always trying to keep this open so we keep ourselves in that relaxed state. Right, next side. Let's go straight in there. Now, again, foam roller fits perfectly in that crease, that cavity, if you like, okay, between the shoulder. You feel the shoulder? Okay, so that's why you need to get the angle right for you in the position that you're in, so play around with it. It sits in that cavity between the shoulder and the chest, okay? Right, I can feel the pain, I can feel it. Straight arm, try and push in. So you're trying to just play around with the position, and you're trying to get as much of that foam roller to cover as much of that area as you possibly can, okay? And again, we're staying more on the outer chest, right up where that insertion point is. Okay, that's where you're going to find a lot of pain and a lot of tightness for most people. Okay, by all means, once you've spent a bit of time on there, feel free to come inland, see what you can find, but just be careful. Again, we're exposing a lot of nerves, okay, and of course we're artery. So if you start to feel little kind of pins and needles in your arm, just ease off the pressure a little bit, ease off that area. All perfectly normal and safe if you don't do anything stupid. Okay. So I'm pushing down. Remember, we can pin that area, push into it. So although it looks like I'm just lying here doing hee-haw, I am pushing down as hard as I can into that foam roller. Okay, now I've got a good bit of weight on there. Now I'm going to start my scrubbing. Oh my word, horrendous. Right. So play around with your position. Don't just follow me. Move your arm. How does that feel when you move your arm? Put your arm behind your back. It's going to open that area up a bit more. Scrub it, okay? Gentle, roll forwards, roll side to side. Just trying to scrub that area and get a bit of goodness back into it. And just keep moving around on that foam roller and moving the foam roller with our hand as well. Moving it further in. What do you feel? Is it worse? Is it better? Is it easing off? Go back to where the area high pain is if it is. So be proactive on this side. Remember, really try and push down into that foam roller as you're scrubbing, as time goes on, and you're able to tolerate just that wee bit more. Just keep trying to push down, because we can't get a lot of body weight on here, okay? We can't, unless you actually try to push down into it, which you definitely can do, and you should hopefully feel. Okay, we're trying to iron it out. I think this is a first. This is a first we've ever done this. Thinking about it now. I've never really done this before. The chest. So it's an exclusive. But it's a very common problem area. It's all part of that overhead mobility, okay? Those straight arms up above your head, locked out, with your shoulder blades pulled together, feeling relaxed, not stressed. You don't feel like your shoulder blades are, your shoulders are shrugging, your arms are bent, okay? This is all part of overhauling that important overhead mobility that we all lose if we don't keep on top of it. And it's very important for posture and preventing injury, especially when we're exercising. If you're carrying all this tightness around with you, something's going to give. Okay, 30 seconds. Let's do it. Let's get stuck into it. Make the most of it. Just try and smash the hell out of it, the whole area, as best you can. Don't hold back. Get it done. Start thinking about finishing up there. Good. Fantastic. Right, okay, hopefully you're feeling that. Feeling that on live. Were you able to achieve some form of a oofed moment? Good, fantastic. Right, so again, let that be a lesson to you. If you're feeling a lot of pain and discomfort in there, you're feeling a lot of pain and discomfort in here, we've not even done the proper up here yet, okay, then most people, like I say, we need that work. Gravity's always pulling us down, okay, we always inevitably revert to bad posture over time, so try to be conscious of it all the time. Okay, if you do all this and then you go and sit down on a chair now for the rest of the day, slumped forward with hellish posture, sitting like this, okay, you're just undoing all the work you're doing. Your body's going to adapt to what you're doing 99% of the time. This is only 1% of your day, well, maybe a wee bit more, okay, but you catch my point. Now, you absolutely can get stuck in there with that, but that's going to take it to a whole new level. We've never done it before, so I thought we'll stick with the foam roller to begin with. Right, we're going to stretch that area out now, so it's a very similar position. You know this stretch, it's a common one, okay? I'm lying down, I'm stretching into good form and good posture. So as I'm lying here, before I even put my arm out to the side, pull your shoulder blades down and together, get that arm out to the side, and make sure that you keep that shoulder blade pinned. Because if you look at me now, I don't want this shoulder to round forwards, okay? I want it pulled in nice and tight as if I was standing up tall, standing up proud. Keep this palm flat on the ground and slowly roll into it. Now, as you slowly roll into it, all I want you to make sure is that you do exactly what I said and keep that shoulder blade pulled together. And if you do that, you'll feel the stretch kick in better. But remember, we're stretching, we're we're mobilizing and stretching ourselves into the perfect posture that we're trying to achieve here. Okay, so I'm going for it. Now, this is easy. You're just simply trying to roll towards that arm. You're going to feel the biceps getting a damn good stretch here as well. Okay, so we're getting a wee bit of the best of both worlds, but predominantly, that area that we've just smashed on the foam roller, that's the target area we're after. What you do with your body's up to you. I would recommend that with your spare hand, push it into the ground just to apply a bit more tension and pressure to the stretch. And with your legs, whatever you need to do to feel that you're rolling into it. So remember, we're not easing in and out. We're trying to take it further and further and further. Focus on your breathing, and let's get this one done. So it's a full upper body overhaul. Now, of course, we could spend 3 hours doing the full. We could do biceps, we could do forearms, we could do triceps, we could do the neck, we could do the head, we could even do the face. Don't laugh, it's true, we could. We've just never bothered yet, okay, because I know that that'll not go down well at all and no one will take it serious. But you can, in actual fact, do the face, okay? So when I say upper body, it's just like lower body. We're picking a selection of the big areas that need a lot of work and try not to do all the same ones that we've done last time we've done the upper body. So yes, it's an upper body overhaul, but there is of course areas that we're not going to get done, plenty of them. But we're working on those big muscle groups today, the chest, the back. Good work. Right, I want you to ease out of that one. Okay, slowly ease out of it. Just want you to shake that arm a little bit. Okay, let the blood flow back into it before we go into the next side. And then, oh geez, oh, time flies when you're having fun. Now, same again, set up, don't rush into it. Get that perfect setup first. Arm out to the side. Okay, pull the shoulder blade together. And as you start rolling into it, keep that shoulder blade together. Keep that chest proud. Don't let it roll. Feel the stretch kick in. Once you've got that stretch reflex, that's your start position. And now all I want you to do is start working to go further and further and further. Use the other arm to just push yourself away and enhance that stretch. Take it further, take it further. Don't ease out. Good. Slowly ease out of that one. Same again, wee sip of water if you need one. Shake the arms out. How's things feeling now? Okay, hopefully that upper body's starting to feel a bit more like order's being restored to it. Okay. So you can see how all these different muscle groups affect our posture if they're tight, etc. Right, well, we're far from done. Okay, time's going nicely, but we're still got 15 minutes. Okay, so as always, if you're on live and you need to go, go, but this is an action-packed hour and we're going to get it all in. Okay, we're going to get stuck into the triceps now. Oh, okay, probably another one of those areas that are in the top 3 have been absolutely horrific for most people. Triceps, press them a hell of a lot. Okay, we use them daily pretty much on the circuits, etc. we're doing. You're always spending time on the arms. They get used and abused. There's a lot of tightness, there's a lot of tenderness in them. Pretty easy one to do. Okay, we're going to lie down. Get the foam roller, use the other arm here, okay, to move the foam roller rather than putting yourself in a dodgy position. As always, be careful. If you're coming up like I am now, be careful with that lower back that you don't start pulling it out and hurting it, okay, be conscious of your position. Now get the foam roller, position it just above the elbow joint, okay, you can do a few pumps with the arm just to make sure you're not on the bone, because we don't want to foam roll the bone, okay, and then if you feel, okay, if you've got a foam roller like mine with the wee mountains and valleys, I say this every time, don't be a wimp, okay? Get the mountain, the peak of that mountain, and whack it into the centre of your tricep, okay? You'll thank me for it. Maybe not right now, but further down the line. And all I want you to do is with that straight arm, just going side to side, okay? Start smashing those triceps, okay? That might not feel too bad. So what do? I get my other hand and I move my foam roller up half an inch. Go again, okay? I can feel a wee bit of tenderness starting to creep in, but I know that I'm going to have to go a wee bit higher up to find the pain. Yep, there it is. Okay, now everybody's different. You might already be on the painful spot. Remember, we're looking for areas of high pain. The kind of pain that makes you go, hurt, okay, and you nearly hit the ceiling. So that's what I'm trying to explore for. Now go the full width, okay, of your triceps. So go the whole way out and the whole way in. Look for the areas of high pain, okay? Combination of pushing down hard into it, okay? Scrubbing up and down, side to side, working against the grain. Smash and floss, perfect with this one, okay? We're right on the joint, so all we need to do is bend and stretch that arm, lengthening and shortening out the muscle tissue as we pin it down, okay? So use all these techniques at your disposal, and rather than just focus on one area of high pain today, I want you to use these 2 minutes to try and work the entire length of the triceps. So let's feed some goodness into the whole of the triceps. So be proactive, okay? You can see what I'm doing here. I'm pushing into it. It feels like hell, but all I'm doing is just working hard, moving up another half inch and doing the same. Scrubbing, pushing down, smash and floss. Feels like hell. Okay, I'm not rushing it, but I know I've got 2 minutes and I really want to try and get the whole muscle group in for a change, because usually we only spend 2 minutes on one area, or 2 at most. I want you really to get stuck in to those triceps. So keep that process going, okay? Scrub it up and down, side to side, okay? Bend it, stretch the arm, push down into it, full width, then move up another half inch and try to keep that process going. If you start to move up and you feel that there's not much pain further up, then obviously get stuck back down to the area that's causing you a lot of problems. Yep, it's uncomfortable, but remember, trying to keep those muscles in the arms completely relaxed, which is not easy, is it? It's horrendous. And I would say for most people, it is horrendous. So as long as you're being proactive, stuck into those areas of pain, understanding what you're trying to do. "30 more seconds, everyone." So now I'm just going to go back to those areas that felt the worst. And just spend that last 30 seconds on the area that feels like it really needs work, which is different for everybody, but you'll probably find most of the pain's closer to the elbow joint, okay? Most of the pain will be closer to the elbow joint. Good. Oh, this is exhausting this morning. Right, we're going to change sides. If you want to get up and shake out, go for it. Remember, just be careful with that back, that you're not putting strain on it by lifting up into stupid positions with it. Okay, let's go for it. So I'm on here, side to side. Doesn't feel too bad. Oh, yes it does, heel eyes. There we are now, straight into it. And that's what I'd say, try and lift and shift constantly on your foam roller, because if you do find yourself in one of those little valleys, okay, compared to being on that little mountaintop's a nasty one, okay? Try and get stuck into different positions. Don't just roll and spend 2 minutes on that fixed position on the foam roller. Lift and shift to the left and right. See how it affects you, see how it gets stuck in and it mangles into the muscle tissue a bit more. Whoa. Side to side, up and down. Bend the arm, straighten the arm. Smash out the areas of high pain as best you can. And try to work the entire length and width of these triceps. Now, as you get higher up, again, everybody's different, but as you get higher up towards the armpit, I would start working your way back down or return to those areas of high pain. Remember, there's no need for you to be shuffling up and down. Just use that other arm to move the foam roller around. Good. Good work, everyone. Keep it going. Be proactive. Get on the area of high pain, smash it. Get through it. Okay, this is the worst. This is the last big one we're going to do. We're going to finish off with a couple of minutes just around the base of the skull, top of the neck. And we're all going to do that together. And then we'll be done for today. You'll be pleased to know. I need to go for a wee lie down after this. Right, come on, let's get it done. Last few seconds, get into it. Focus on those worst areas. Good. Right. Again, for the steady following, you probably know this one well. It's made, oh geez, oh man. Maybe we should have done lower body today. Right, okay. What am I saying? You get the ball. We're going to do the skull, the base of the skull. Okay, now this ball, it's one of them. You'll do it off a feel. Once you're on there, you'll kind of know where you're going. Okay, now I'm going to show you. You can practice without lying down first, just so you know what the area we're going on. Okay, we've got the skull. You're going to feel it come down to the bottom, and you're going to feel another one of those cavities, okay, that this ball just fits in. You've got the neck extensors running up the side, okay, and either side, in the center of that, you'll find the ball just slugs in there perfectly when you're lying down on it, okay. When you're lying down on it, you'll feel the border of your skull itself. So we're working along this area here, out towards the ear, and then back across out towards this ear, okay? And I want you to work that independently. So most people will find a lot of tightness in here where those neck extensors feed up into the skull, okay? And you'll also find a lot of tension probably out here. So this is one for you to work as best you can. Now, we've got the spine running here that you can feel exposed, but then it starts to disappear up into the cranium itself, okay? So this is the pocket that we're after. It will fit in perfectly there. You might feel the spine ever so slightly, but as with anything, it shouldn't feel wrong. It shouldn't feel pain. It shouldn't feel not normal, okay? So be careful with this one. But it's easy enough. You'll feel exactly what we're doing. If you've got a hood, get rid of it or put it up, because it's just going to get in the way, okay? We want this area as exposed as it can be. So all I'm going to do is simply lie down, okay? Use the hand, tuck the chin in to expose that area, and you'll find the area that we're on about, okay? Sure, your hair might get a wee bit uncomfortable against the ball, but boo-hoo and all that. Okay, so I'm going to push down into it. And all I want you to do, once you're putting a bit of pressure down into it, again, this should feel okay, as in it might be a little bit uncomfortable. I want you to come off to the side, onto the neck extensors, okay, and start scrubbing Okay, and all I want you to do is start scrubbing along until you get towards your ear. You should, when you go up and down, feel the skull. Okay, we obviously don't want to go in the skull. It's a bit like when we do the lower back, when we're bouncing around the top of the pelvis. Okay, we don't want to go onto the skull because it's just going to feel not nice. But it's pretty obvious what you're trying to do. You're just looking for areas of pain. So spend a bit of time smashing those neck extensors. Okay, now I'm going off to one side first. Okay, I'll tell you when we're moving on to the next side. So I'm starting to move off to the right. You can go to the left, doesn't matter. But I'll tell you when I start moving on to the next side. So spend a good bit of time, don't rush it. I want you to really scrub. Now you can see I'm just ever so slightly supporting my head because I've got a big head, you see. So it's a lot of weight for my poor wee neck to try and hold on to. So I'm just supporting my neck a wee bit, just so I'm not putting a lot of strain on it. I'm trying to stay relaxed. Okay, and this is a good one to get rid of a lot of tension in the neck. And it can feel pretty nasty for a lot of people. But scrub the hell out of it, working out until you can see I'm almost looking at you side on. Okay, we're getting right out towards those ears, still following the base of that skull, okay? Just trying to work it side to side, up and down. You know the score. All the usual techniques still apply here. We will have a wee rest before we move on to the other side, just to give your neck a wee rest, so don't worry about that. But all I'm trying to do, keep the chin fairly tucked in, just to keep that whole area exposed, and just scrub it. Okay, you can shut your eyes and just focus on what you're trying to do. Okay, if you go up, you should hit the skull. We don't want to. If you go down, we start going onto the neck. We're staying away from there just now. We're focusing just on the base of the skull. We would get a lot of tension. A lot of people get a lot of tension, a lot of tightness in there. It starts to feed into headaches, tension headaches. Good, and just keep that going. So start working your way back towards the centre now, okay? So if you are pretty out in the wing, get back down and start scrubbing your way back to the centre. We'll have a quick shake out and then we'll move on to the other side and then we'll be done for this morning. Onto that neck extensor, pop the ball back into that little cavity that just fits in perfectly. And while we're in that cavity, push down into it pretty hard, as long as it's comfortable. Oh, comfortable, uncomfortable. And just have a wee scrub in there as well. See how things are feeling in there. Good. So simply just sit up. Wait, sit up. Okay, move your neck around, tuck the chin in, let the blood flow back in before we move on to the other side. Hopefully that's feeling good for you, okay? Hopefully, my eyes are watering and everything. Okay. Right, into the next side. Pretty simple, okay? Let's go for it. Next side. So, get the ball in the same cavity. Use the hand just to place it and make sure it's in the right place. Tuck the chin in just to expose that area. Okay, and now I'm going to start just scrubbing. Scrubbing my way slowly out of that cavity, onto the neck extensor, which will probably be the one that feels pretty nasty for most people. And if it is, spend time on there. You can support the head slightly, just so you're not putting too much strain on your neck, because we are still trying to stay fairly relaxed here, but at the same time, I want to try and get a decent bit of weight into that ball. So we're scrubbing, 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 side to side, wee bit up and down. If you need to correct it with a hand, just get the hand in there and move the ball slightly. If it starts veering off in a place you don't want it to. Remember, pushing down hard into it, keep the scrubbing going. If you find a pocket of pain, get stuck into it, right out, towards the ear. You'll probably find a bit of tenderness out of that area too as you start to creep off out to the side. You'll find a lot of tension out there. So the neck's a big one. I'm pretty sure we've done a neck class. Okay, there's a lot we can do with the neck. Neck and head. But we can also do the face, believe it or not. You can do all the jaw, all up into the temples, etc. But I'm not going to be able to keep a straight face for that one. It's going to be like the foot one all over again. But anywhere you've got muscle, okay, get stuck into it. So if you do, I know some of you will have a sore jaw, you're rabbiting away, okay, but anyway, you can feel that muscle tissue. You can get in there with the ball, scrub the hell out of it. Okay, if you're feeling tension up here, get the ball in, scrub it. Okay, it's the same thing. Start finishing up there, everybody. If there's muscle tissue, it can be foam rolled. Right, well done, everyone. Bit of a longer one this morning, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you feel the benefit. Upper body overhaul, okay? Going for the bigger muscle groups, the more common ones that are causing people problems. Okay, hopefully you felt some good out of that, and hopefully even now you feel some good out of that. Don't go and sit down with bad posture. Don't go and start walking around with bad posture. You're just going to undo all this hard work. Try to be conscious of your posture, okay? When you're sitting, keep the shoulder blades pulled together. Okay, I'm not asking you to walk around. A lot of people take it too far and they start walking around like this, an overextension. Okay, just always think, is my shoulder blades pulled together? Hand on chest, hand on stomach, is one more pronounced than the other? Have a drop forward, okay? Am I sitting slumped? When you're sitting in a seat, slide down the back of the seat, okay, so that your bum sits in at the crest of the seat rather than it sits an inch or two forward and you end up sitting with this tilted pelvis in the first place. So try and make the habit of that. If you're getting in the car, sit on the backrest, slide down the backrest, boom. That's me, I'm in there, shoulder blades, okay? I'm not expecting everybody to be driving like this, but just be a bit more conscious, okay? Because your body, like anything, it's just going to adapt to what you're doing with it most of the time. And if you're holding bad posture, etc., bad movement patterns, that's what it's going to do, okay? No matter how much mobility you want to do, it's just going to default back into what you're doing most of the time. Have a good day. That was a long one, but it was a good one. Thank you.